ABC7 Bangor.
This is ABC7 News at Noon.
A man from Cutler is recovering today after being rescued in Down East, Maine. Good afternoon, I'm Susan Farley. We've got the details on a garage and home in Hancock that were destroyed by a fire yesterday. And the Penobscot County Sheriff's Office continues to seek the public's assistance while they search for a missing teenager. Thank you for joining us. We'll have more on these and other stories in just a moment. First, let's check in with meteorologist Devin Biggs. Devin?
Hey Susan, happy Tuesday afternoon. Your first weather forecast brought to you by Luigi and Fredericks. Across from Eastern Maine Medical Center, serving the greater Bangor area for over 65 years. Here we go. This small craft advisory is up till about midnight tonight. So once we hit 12 o'clock, that's when this will finally begin to expire, as things will calm down briefly. But we're going to be watching out for another system that will be moving in that will give us some snow, some accumulating snow that will be on the way soon. Now, obviously, we had that big mess yesterday with that icy mess of everything, and then it switched over to snow. And now it looks like it's starting to taper off. So the rest of the day will be looking pretty good. We're going to hold on to the clouds with a mostly cloudy sky. But as low pressure moves away, that's going to be tracking away from us. We have a center area, a little narrow area of high pressure located right about in here. Now keep things nice for us for a little while. Not much sunshine, but at least things will calm down for a short term and allow the roads to recover. You might get some sunshine. That would definitely help the roads to recover. Otherwise, we'll hold on to the clouds and maybe some sunshine mixed from time to time. Maybe a little bit of snow that will be developing further off towards the north as we head towards later on tonight into parts of Wednesday morning. Otherwise, the winds, not a huge deal out of the west. About 5 miles per hour in general, maybe out of the northwest from time to time. But notice the winds remain rather calm until our next system starts to approach. Forecast for today, mid-30s, our freezing drizzle and maybe some snow flurries are ending. Will be mostly cloudy, that northwest wind getting up to about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Hourly forecast for the rest of the afternoon period, temperatures in the 30s with a mostly cloudy sky. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up. Susan?
Thank you, Devin. A man from Cutler is recovering today after being rescued in Down East, Maine. The family of 78-year-old Pete Taylor called for help late Monday afternoon after he failed to return home. Officials say Taylor set out yesterday morning to search for moose antlers around Cocoa Mountain. He fell through some ice on a peat bog and became hypothermic and disoriented. Game wardens, forest rangers, deputies, and others began searching in the area where Taylor's ATV was found. They finally found him around 8 o'clock last night. He told them he was falling asleep, but hearing their sirens gave him strength to stay awake until they reached him. After starting a fire to warm him up, Taylor was able to walk back to a waiting ambulance. He was checked out before heading home for some badly needed rest. Public works crews have been on the road since the storm began, and they're still out there. Many roadways are still slippery. Some schools remain closed today, while most delayed their opening by 2 hours, including Bangor. Devin Dagnall met with Bangor Police Department's Public Information Officer, Jason McCambly, to get a better idea of just how bad the roads have been.
Surprisingly enough, snow and ice are slippery again this year in Maine. We've been to, since around 7 o'clock last night, about 24 accidents. So yeah, just slow down, people. Slow down.
Because of weather conditions and the need for plowing, the city of Bangor has put a parking ban into effect.
So you may not park in the downtown area overnight. If you do, you're probably going to get your car towed.
Those at Bangor International Airport seem to be having even less luck than those on the road.
I got hope.
Knowing the passengers flying out on flight 979 with service to St. Pete. Unfortunately, they have decided to cancel this flight.
Due to weather conditions, almost all of the flights in and out of the airport were canceled.
Welcome to Maine. The weather's horrible. It won't stop. It won't let up. We're trying to get to Florida to have a good vacation, but we're stuck in the airport. We're having fun.
The delays that later became cancellations began the night of the 15th, which caused a few hopeful passengers to camp out in the airport overnight.
Last night we slept on the floor for a couple hours in the airport, and then the security guards brought us cots and we slept on cots, and it was freezing.
Refunds were offered for flights that were canceled, as well as rescheduling for those determined to get out of the state.
A garage and home in Hancock were destroyed by a fire Monday. The Hancock Volunteer Fire Department received a call of a fully involved structure fire at 26 Horsing Around Way off Washington Junction Road just before 7 a.m. Monday morning, Fire Chief Chris Holmes says when the crews arrived, the garage was in flames. Holmes says the wind caused that fire to spread to the home, which was approximately 4 feet away. Everyone, including the pets, made it out safely. Mutual aid came from Ellsworth, Lemoyne, Sullivan, Sorrento, Dedham, and Northern Light Ambulance, all traversing dicey road conditions to help battle the fire. The fire marshal's office and the Red Cross were also called in to assist. One of the 2 police cruisers used by Hallowell's police department was left badly damaged during a crash. Officials say an officer had slowed to make a turn into a parking lot on Water Street Sunday when he was struck from behind. They say a 16-year-old driver was traveling too fast for road conditions and couldn't stop in time. According to the Morning Sentinel, Sergeant Chris Giles was taken to the hospital to be checked out and later released. The teenager and his passengers were not hurt. The police cruiser appears to be totaled. Auburn police arrested 4 men as part of an ongoing drug investigation. Officers served a search warrant at 14 Lake Auburn Avenue around 2 a.m. Monday morning. During the search, officers and detectives seized nearly 14 ounces of meth, more than 4 ounces of crack cocaine, 4 ounces of cocaine hydrochloride, and nearly 15 grams of fentanyl. They also seized a semi-automatic pistol with a loaded magazine, a money-counting machine, suspected drug proceeds, and drug packaging materials. Police arrested 50-year-old Dwayne McDowell of Auburn, 58-year-old Gary Plew of Auburn, 26-year-old Darnell Andre of Rockland, and 19-year-old Jaden Andre, also of Rockland. Each faced trafficking charges and are being held at the Androscoggin County Jail. That investigation remains ongoing. And the Penobscot County Sheriff's Office continues to seek the public's assistance while they search for 17-year-old Crystal Bursey. She was last seen at approximately 1 p.m. on Saturday in the town of Howland. Crystal told her family she was walking to the Dollar General store in the town of Enfield and has not been seen since. She was last seen wearing a brown fur jacket, off-white sweatshirt with brown sleeves, blue jeans, and a pink backpack. If seen, please contact the Penobscot County Sheriff's Office at 207-945-4636. Coming up on ABC 7 News at noon, Herman broke ground on upgrades to Pottle Field. We've got the details when we return.
If you still have symptoms of moderate to severe rheumatoid arthritis or active psoriatic arthritis after a TNF blocker like Humira or Enbrel, Rinvoq is different and may help.
Stand up to your symptoms with Rinvoq. Rinvoq is a once-daily pill that tackles pain, stiffness, swelling. For some, Rinvoq significantly reduces RA and PSA fatigue.
It can stop further irreversible joint damage, and Rinvoq can leave skin clear or almost clear in PSA. That's Rinvoq Relief.
Rinvoq can lower your ability to fight infections, including TB, serious infections and blood clots, some fatal, cancers including lymphoma and skin cancer, death, heart attack, stroke, and tears in the stomach or intestines occurred. People 50 and older with at least one heart disease risk factor have higher risks. Don't take if allergic to Rinvoq, as serious reactions can occur. Tell your doctor if you are or may become pregnant.
Ask your rheumatologist for Rinvoq. Rinvoq. Make it your mission. Learn how AbbVie could help you save.
Maine is full of hidden gems, places off the beaten path, often inaccessible to many. Our offices, however, are accessible to all. We're the law offices of Joe Bornstein, and often it's easier if we come to you. From hospital rooms to living rooms, we've met over 25,000 injured and disabled Mainers in locations convenient to them. We're Maine lawyers working for Maine people and Maine people only since 1974. There's one number you need to know. It's called Joe.
Max True Value Hardware in Unity is the best option year-round for all of your home improvement projects. Backed by one of the leading paint manufacturers in the United States, Max will color match or custom mix any color for you. We care about your pets too, carrying all of the essential pet products in our store. During those cold winters, we take the extra step to help with wood pellets ready to load on site. We also fill all size propane cylinders year-round. Max True Value Hardware. We take pride in serving our community. Let us know how we can help you today.
Mad Cat & Company in the North Brewer Shopping Plaza invites you to host your next event with us. We are much more than just a bar. Our event room is designed to host any type of event, formal or casual. Family gatherings, birthday parties, corporate parties, club meetings, fundraisers, or weddings and receptions. We've got you covered. Our open floor plan can adequately seat 100 or more people, and we can assist you with food, drinks, and entertainment as well. Call or visit our website today.
You're watching ABC 7 Bangor.
Hermantown leaders hosted a groundbreaking ceremony Monday morning for much-needed repairs to Pottle Field. Our Matthew Jaroncic has the story.
1, 2, 3.
Braving the weather, Herman officials were able to break ground and officially kick off its athletic complex improvement project.
Just fantastic. It's been a long project to get to this point, and it's just so satisfying. And I just can't wait to have everything be done.
The upgrades to the Herman athletic fields has been in the works for more than 20 years. Parents have been complaining that they needed lights at the fields, and now with the financial donation from Barry Pottle and the guidance from Paul Susi, this long-awaited project is supposed to be done by June.
We are adding a multi-purpose turf field as well as an 8-lane rubber track that will provide opportunity to all of our sports, our athletics, our programs, as well as the middle school, Herman Recreation, and the greater Herman community.
Chelsea Pottle-Demon says she's grateful to see this project come to fruition.
My dad really started getting involved was when I was in school, and it was exciting for him to see his kids be able to use this field, and now it's a whole nother generation of him being able to see his grandkids use this for years to come.
Even though the group says these upgrades are necessary, Steve Thomas, chair of the Herman Track Committee, says it's the lessons these kids learn on the field that are even more important.
So it's going to help basically encourage the kids to work as a team. It's going to help them set goals. It helps really develop the kids, and I think they're going to benefit from what we're doing here later in life.
The hope now is to have students taking the field by late spring. In Herman, Matthew Jaroncic for ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
Standing tall in New York Harbor, the Statue of Liberty is one of the most recognizable landmarks in America. Now, a company in Orland is proudly helping to preserve that historic monument with stone quarried right here in Maine. Our Jody Hersey digs into the details.
With each measurement, chisel, and precise cut, the 65 employees at Freshwater Stone in Orland are making memorable stonework for individual Maine customers, as well as customers across the country.
We do anything from some old lady's cat marker, for a cat that has passed, to giant monuments for the FBI that we did a few years ago, St. John the Divine in New York, which is a church that's never been finished, so they called on us to help finish some steps.
Freshwater Stone just completed a year-long project with the Statue of Liberty. The statue is inside Fort Wood, an 11-point star-shaped defense system located around the sculpture on Liberty Island in New York.
The statue is located in New York Harbor, so it's being constantly bombarded by different environmental elements, mainly salt water and rain, snow. So having a hard granite will really last hundreds of years.
The interior portion of the wall surrounding the statue, called the parapet, has been crumbling. So to replace and reinforce the wall, Freshwater Stone supplied close to 1,000 pieces of freshwater pearl granite from Frankfort, Maine.
If someone can see our work and it doesn't look like it was freshly fabricated, that's when we've succeeded.
Freshwater Stone is expanding, and Odin says he's looking for even more individuals to join the team and help with future projects.
Our goal, with the Statue of Liberty is to be able to provide a really great product for that landmark. And if more work comes, that's great, and we hopefully will get that.
In Orland, I'm Jody Hersey for ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
After the break, we'll take a look at new research that shows taking a daily medication may prevent the need for a C-section because of a common complication from pregnancy. We'll be right back.
Living in Maine means long, cold winters and hot, humid summers. Whatever the weather, Bangor Heat Pumps is your solution. Open 24/7, Bangor Heat Pumps takes care of you at home or at work. We operate statewide and service all brands and models. Understanding moving can be stressful. We will help move any units you may have. We offer a veterans discount in our home with a Capeless Hero discount. Visit us online at BangorHeatPumpsLLC.com or call or text us at 307-7746. Bangor Heat Pumps.
Nearly all commercial vehicles carry big insurance policies. So if you're hurt by one of these box trucks, or by a garbage truck, or by any kind of commercial vehicle, you may have a big case worth big money. But they don't just give that money up. You need someone who's going to fight for it. That's exactly why you need to call the Twos. I'm Jim with Lowry & Associates. If you've been hurt by any commercial truck, call the Twos. We win for you.
Hurt by a commercial truck? Call the Twos. Call 222-2222.
Your favorite restaurants for half off. It's half off dining from Fox 22 and ABC 7. Go to foxbangor.com, click on half off dining, and start saving now.
Kwang Li Chinese Restaurant in Pittsfield has a wide selection of tasty dishes, including poo-poo for two with rice, General Tao chicken, sesame chicken, beef teriyaki, and more. They are just minutes from Interstate 95 Pittsfield exit.
Great restaurants from all over Eastern Maine at half off dining from Fox 22 and ABC 7.
Hey, Maine. How are you? Yes, you. How are you really? It's a question we rarely ask ourselves. But to Northern Light Health, how you are means a lot. So we're out here asking and encouraging you to ask the people in your life, starting with yourself. So ask away. Then connect with us at northernlighthealth.org/howareyou.
This week on Wheel, everyone is excited to win an incredible world vacation.
Where am I going, Dad? Where am I going? Where am I going?
You sound like a kid in the backseat of the car.
Plus,
I would love to have your job.
Do you know something I don't, Eric?
And
Kilimanjaro. I never ask about names, but I'm going to ask about yours.
Yeah, I'm named after the highest mountain in Africa.
Find out how this mountain of a man broke a record on Wheel.
Weekdays at 7 on ABC 7.
Preeclampsia is a potentially dangerous but common complication of pregnancy. However, new research shows that taking a daily medication may prevent a need for a C-section. With more, here's ABC's Jay O'Brien.
Preeclampsia is a condition that can cause high blood pressure and the presence of proteins in the urine of pregnant women. High blood pressure can be dangerous and may cause a woman to go into early labor and require a C-section. A new study by Ohio State University found that taking a daily blood pressure medication may decrease the need for C-section in many pregnant women with preeclampsia. Nifedipine is a medication that causes heart muscles and arteries to relax, which in turn reduces blood pressure. The study showed that the need for C-section reduced by 14% in women who took nifedipine daily. The study also showed that 20% fewer pregnant women required treatment for blood pressure spikes while taking nifedipine. Always talk to your own doctor prior to starting any new medication. With this Medical Minute, I'm Jay O'Brien.
Researchers studying the lasting effects of long COVID think they found an end time to the virus. A study published in the British Medical Journal say that following a mild COVID infection, the majority of people had symptoms for months, but most symptoms subsided completely within a year. The study, following nearly 2 million Israeli patients, vaccinated and unvaccinated, for the findings. Symptoms included loss of smell, change in taste, shortness of breath, brain fog, fatigue, and palpitations. Long COVID symptoms were prominent for the first 6 months, then symptoms began to subside. The questions swirling around the discovery of classified documents at President Biden's Delaware home aren't going away, especially after the finding of more documents was announced over the weekend. Some Democrats are concerned over the nature of these discoveries and calling on the White House to come clean, while House Republicans are gearing up to get some answers. Caroline Shively reports from Washington.
What in God's name is that all about?
That was President Biden's question for Republicans' tax plans on Monday. Turns out, Republicans have similar questions for Mr. Biden over classified documents. The president's lawyers announced this weekend that an additional 5 documents were found at Mr. Biden's Delaware house last week, in addition to those found over the last 2 months in his garage and former office.
This White House has been so inconsistent and so hypocritical from day one.
Biden's team hasn't been fully upfront about each discovery. They say it's a balancing act to be transparent while also respecting the integrity of the special counsel's investigation. U.S. Attorney General Merrick Garland tapped former U.S. Attorney Robert Hur to lead the Biden investigation. That's after he named a special counsel in November to look into hundreds of classified documents found at former President Trump's Mar-a-Lago resort.
When my friend Mr. Comer says we're just looking for equal treatment, that's all we're looking for. I think it's good that this is in the hands of special counsels on both sides.
On Monday, the White House released a statement saying that House Republicans have no credibility and that President Biden is doing the right thing. But legal experts point out mishandling classified material is a crime.
By the 4th discovery and the other details that have come out, it's really impossible to spin this to say that it's not a very serious violation.
House Republicans are now demanding visitor logs for the president's home in Delaware, but his lawyers say they don't exist because it's a private residence. In Washington, Caroline Shively, Fox News.
When we return, Devin Biggs has your 5-day forecast.
If you're eligible for Medicare and Medicaid, a Medicare Advantage plan from Anthem Maine Health can come with all the benefits you want and 0 compromises. Just go to anthemainehealth.com/answers or call 855-753-3928 for a one-on-one Medicare plan review. Ask about our $0 monthly premium plans that include dental, vision, and hearing coverage, along with transportation, a free gym membership, and $0 copay for prescriptions, all for 0 extra cost. Plus, you could be eligible for extra benefits to help you save even more. We have plans with up to $2,500 a year to help you pay for over-the-counter health items, groceries, and living expenses like cell phone, electric, or water bills, all on a single prepaid MasterCard you can use at thousands of locations nationwide. Call Anthem Maine Health at 855-753-3928 or visit anthemmainehealth.com/answers and get a Medicare Advantage plan with 0 compromises for you and your wallet.
Making the time to be together.
Supporting local business.
Starting a college savings plan. Expanding our brewery.
Buying our first home. Giving back any way we can.
With big offerings and local bank support, we can help in more ways that really matter.
We can go into a room and have absolutely nothing in there, nothing on the windows, no color, no character, no tone to a room.
That's, I think, where we're strongest, is being able to help someone envision what's going to go in that window.
And we leave, it's totally transformed into something that the customer wants it to be. We've often been told we make a room look better just by leaving it.
Police in New Mexico have arrested a former Republican state legislative candidate for allegedly directing a series of drive-by shootings targeting the homes of Democratic lawmakers. One state senator says a bullet passed through the bedroom of her 10-year-old daughter. Authorities believe the suspect was angry over his recent election loss. ABC's Jay O'Brien has the latest.
This morning, a failed Republican candidate in New Mexico now under arrest and accused of directing a series of drive-by shootings targeting the homes of Democratic lawmakers. Albuquerque police describe Solomon Pena as the mastermind behind the attacks, targeting 4 different Democratic officials. Pena accused of hiring 4 other men to help carry out the shootings, allegedly paying someone in cash for at least 2. But in one case, police accuse Pena of joining the attackers at the home of State Senator Linda Lopez, who says a bullet passed through her 10-year-old daughter's bedroom.
On the last shooting, we now have evidence, too, that Pena himself went on this shooting and actually pulled the trigger on at least one of the firearms that was used.
Officials say Pena was angry over his defeat in a state legislature race in November. Pena lost in a landslide a day after tweeting, "I dissent. I am the MAGA king.
At the end of the day, this was about a right-wing radical, an election denier who was arrested today, and someone who did the worst imaginable thing you can do when you have a political disagreement, which is turn that to violence. That should never be the case. Differences of fundamentals in democracy are going to happen.
No one was injured in this series of shootings, but Homeland Security officials continue to warn against the rise in political violence in this country, including threats against election workers and even that attack on former Speaker Nancy Pelosi's husband. Jay O'Brien, ABC News, Washington.
And this is the third humpback whale to wash up in New Jersey since just before Christmas. 2 washed up in Atlantic City. 1 was just last weekend, and now this. This is video of the whale this morning in the North Brigantine Natural Area, a state park. According to the Marine Mammal Stranding Center in Brigantine, the whale was called in around 5 p.m. yesterday. It's a humpback whale about 20 to 25 feet long. They say plans are underway to perform a necropsy, and they say they're waiting for the next low tide to start collecting samples. The Marine Mammal Stranding Center says this is part of a years-long unusual mortality event declared by NOAA in 2016. Studies are being done to try to figure out why the whales are dying. People came out this morning to see the creature, concerned over this recent rash of whales washing up. The Marine Mammal Stranding Center has put out statistics showing there were 6 whales stranded in New Jersey in 2022. That's about average for the past 20 years. Well, I found mussels I didn't know I had shoveling and chiseling ice off the car, but it looks like the storm is finally over. Let's check the full forecast with Devin Biggs. Devin?
Here we go. Happy Tuesday afternoon. Your full weather forecast brought to you by Scott's Recreation, New England's largest trailer dealer, home of Maine's lowest camper and tractor prices, with locations in Turner, Manchester, Herman, and Orono, Maine. Alrighty, here we go. So the small craft advisory is up along the coast. That's the only advisory we have left. We made sure everything's turned on here, and that's the only thing that's popping up for us at this point. So things are starting to calm down. Give it until midnight tonight, and then things will finally begin to be advisory free for a while. And then we have to watch out for another system that will begin to approach later this week. Obviously, it was a mess yesterday with that icy mix of pretty much everything moving in. Now look at this. Things have really started to calm down. We still have clouds. If we get some sunshine, that will help out the roadways and everything else, get some of that ice out of here too. But then we're watching this system right about here, moving from the west to the east. Now trailing behind this narrow area of high pressure. Now gives the opportunity for some more snow that will begin to move in, some accumulating snow that will be on the way. Still looking like a few inches at this point, nothing too extreme. So we'll get this first system out of here first on Futurecast. Then we'll calm down for a while, maybe some action off toward the west, and then maybe also a little bit of snow clipping some of the northern parts of the state by early Wednesday morning. That'll get out of here as the day marches on for your Wednesday. Nothing too extreme looking to take place across the northern parts of the state. But again, as we head towards Thursday afternoon, looking rather calm. But then by Friday morning, early Friday morning, this next system begins to move in. Looks to be mainly a snowmaker, though, and this will last through Friday night as well. Wait till Saturday, this thing will finally get out of here. And then the weekend, looking pretty good once this clears out of here. We'll release some snow totals as we do get closer. Right now, here we go. Buoys, 3 to 9 foot wave heights being noted right now. That is why that small craft advisory does remain in effect at this time. But for the rest of today, our freezing drizzle is ending. Any snow flurries getting out of here as well. We'll see highs in the mid-30s, mostly cloudy. The northwest wind at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Later on tonight, 24 degrees remaining, mostly cloudy, with the wind overall looking nice and calm. As we move ahead towards tomorrow, upper 30s, maybe some lower 40s, mostly cloudy, a light westerly breeze at about 5 miles per hour. Already your Scott's Recreation extended forecast. We'll see a brief clearing in the clouds as we head towards Wednesday night, so that's why it says increasing clouds for the day on Thursday. We'll start off with sunshine Thursday before the clouds move back in. Then chances for snow again moving in Thursday night into Friday, but just in time for Saturday, partly cloudy, highs in the lower 30s.
Thank you, Devin. For my birthday, I wanted a break from chipping ice. It looks like I might get it. That's all for ABC 7 News at noon. Thanks for watching. I'm Susan Farley. We'll see you this evening with Peter Dubois and Beth Jones on ABC 7 News at 6. Have a great afternoon.
Friday nights are about to get wild for basketball fans. Friday Night Fast Break is your source for everything that is Maine high school basketball, highlights, and local analysis. It's the only show that hits every corner of Maine's hardwood hoop landscape, high school, college, and professional. Join us Friday night during basketball season for Friday Night Fast Break on ABC 7 News at 11. Brought to you by Coastal Auto Parts, your local Napa Auto Parts dealer with 29 locations, owned and operated by a Maine family that cares.
You're watching ABC 7 Bangor.